Hello, I'm Anders. This is Blades. It's not Blades in the Dark, it's Stars in the Dark. A reskin of Blades in the Dark. This is the first session of the new year. I think this is session 12 or something. I just realized that I don't have my notes in front of me. Yeah, I think it's session 12. We have a slight change in players. Matt will probably not be joining us anymore, except maybe popping in from time to time. But instead, we have Stephen here, which is also very nice. We've been missing Matt, of course, but Stephen is a joy to play with. So this will be great. Just as a quick recap, last session, the crew did a very smooth, very professional job of getting some information on where Tiri is being held, Tiri being the sister of Maxa, leader of the Free Rebels, and also the person who has, Tiri, that is, a person from the Rebels who has been investigating the Force artifact that the crew has stashed in their very, very secret and secure lair, which is a crashed spaceship that has been converted into a place where they can hide out and do the things they do when they're not out causing mayhem. So you found out where you think she's being held. According to the information you have, she's being held in some sort of location in the Fringe, which is, I need to look at the map. The Fringe, which is the area closest to the Rend. And the Rend is where the level above, level 1314, I guess, has collapsed down onto level 1313 and tore a big hole. It's a big chaotic mess of tangled metal and destroyed buildings, and it's populated by bandits and strange creatures, and it's really dangerous and you don't want to go there. And the Fringe is the area of the scrapyard that's closest to that, so it's exposed to raids from bandits and general unpleasantness. But some people still hang out there because it's also a place where not many other people go, and there's a lot of people salvage stuff from the Rend and bring it in there. So there's some trade with that sort of thing. Anyway. She's being held by, Tiri is held by Black Sun, who obviously are the big dangerous crime syndicate, or one of them. And you're not at all afraid of going up against them, of course. The crew is also currently at war with the Imperial Garrison, and if that sounds scary, it should, because that's the stormtrooper contingent stationed in this part of level 1313. You had a confrontation with them in the sewers, a job where you ambushed and killed a squad of the sewer troopers, and they aren't very happy about that. Other people are, though. Yeah, I think I've babbled on for long enough. I figure we should do a proper character introduction, which we haven't done in a while since we have a new player. We'll do this in character keeper order. So let's start with Etema.
Hey, I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and I am playing Etema, who is a Ratataki. This is what she looks like. She likes killing stormtroopers, and she's not bad at it. She is the gun hand, which is a conversion of the kind of the fighter playbook within Blades, she's got a lot of stress. She has been around in 1313 and in fact has never seen the actual sun. She has never left 1313. She often dreams about it. Sometimes one of her things that she does when it's between jobs and she isn't getting high is that she will go to the docks and look up and just see the reflected sunlight and watch the ships go by. And she's real close with Bria. Yeah, that's Adam.
Cool. Next is Boko.
Yeah, Bokosh Padora is a Pantoran. We call him Boko, so that's shorter. Boko used to be a cop in Seksek, and something happened. We haven't really nailed down exactly what, but it had to do with getting involved with one of the crime syndicates, and things went bad, and he is no longer a cop. He joined up with this crew, and there were some suspicions at first, which he laid to rest by laying a bunch of cops to rest. So that kind of put that on there. He has been working with Morn a bunch on sort of communing with our giant force orb. He was in kind of a Force Users Yoga Studio Fight Club. Valdrin was the cult leader's name. They had a falling out because Boko got a taste of actual Force instead of just being scammed by this guy. So he and Morn have kind of started dipping their toes into that. Boko's the Hound, so he's a tracker / sniper. Yeah, and he has a good time.
Nice, thank you. Bria.
Hi, can everybody hear me? Yeah, good. Bria, what can we say about Bria? She's a hypocrite, but we'll we'll not focus on that. Let's take a look here. Bria Tebelv was a member of, well, still is a member of the noble family, but founded that family for some political reason under fire from the Empire. And she survived an attack on her family's estates and ended up being orphaned and picked up by the Mandalorians, because I watched the Mandalorian show and I had to play Mandalorian. And she was doing that until she decided she wanted to have a kid that was not involved in being a Mandalorian, which was against the rules. So she left, and she has been raising her son on 1313 and has joined a gang to vent her frustration with Imperials. She's not the best mom, but she's trying. She does have a relationship with Edema, but she also has something going on with Petra, a clerk for the Imperials. And her aunt Roslyn is trying to arrange a marriage for for her, and that's it's a little complicated. I guess that's about it. I sometimes do really fancy gymnastics kind of stuff, and I'm known for stabbing people in the neck with knives. So that's Bria.
Thank you. So, Stephen, tell us about Bade. Is that how you want to pronounce it?
Yeah. So hi, my name is Stephen. My pronouns are he, him. And today I'm playing Bade Kai, whose pronouns are she, her. Bade is the pledge playbook, so doesn't know anything about your gang, but she's young and naive and thinks she knows everything about the world. She takes chances she shouldn't, and she's just going to jump right in. Let's see. I think that so Bade was part of a little urchin gang until she kind of outgrew it, And this was a gang that I think probably, found marks, stole from them on the streets of 1313, and then, made a cut with, the people in charge of the gang, and eventually Bade aged out. And, it was one of those things, you can't get away with looking like a little kid anymore. So you've got to live on the street on your own. And she's like, oh yeah, I can do that. No problem.
Cool. So if we try to figure out how because the way I think we do this that works best, if you have some connection to at least one of the other player characters, like in the backstory, so we don't have to worry about people trusting each other and that sort of thing. The gang that the crew has had the most contact with is the Thousand Knives. That's who they were kind of a subsidiary of before. So that's a natural choice. That doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be them. It could be some other, it could be some small unnamed gang as well, and they just know you for some reason that we can come up with.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
So we met Telda, the leader of the beggar gang.
Yeah.
That could be similar to the gang that Stephen was talking about. A little bit. Let me see. There's a name for them.
The Gray Mice, I think.
Yeah. Which is described as a network of beggars, information dealers using bolted mouse droids to communicate. I don't know if that fits with you, Stephen, but that's what jumped out at me when you mentioned your former gang. So.
Yeah, let's say actually I was a member of the Gray Mice. How about if I stole from Boko in the past, and basically tried to sell, I think I probably tried to sell Boko his stuff back without knowing it was really his. And then basically kind of got rough armed and was out on the street and was like, okay, where am I going to go next? I know this guy who kind of sort of owes me a favor because he should have paid, but he didn't. So.
Yeah, that's nice. Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it already.
It's cool.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, cool. So do we want to play some sort of introduction where you're meeting everyone, or do we figure that has happened and we jump into action, or do we start with things happening? We can flash back to first meetings, that sort of thing. I don't know how. Does anyone have a preference?
I'm okay jumping in. If you want to do stuff in flashbacks, yeah.
I like the idea of doing stuff in flashbacks.
Yeah, cool.
Do you know about our lair? Have you watched any of the episodes or anything?
I haven't.
Okay.
Oh, have you seen the map? It's pretty cool.
I think I
It's
saw
on
the
the
map
factions
for a
tab.
second.
Yeah, there is it's in locations, which is a very disorganized tab. I think it's in locations. Yeah, it's in age 18 in locations. But the thing here is that the ship is tilted on its side. So like the 13-14 cargo area there, that's kind of the bottom of the ship, or okay. the bottom of the layer. And it's this is in the scrapyard. If you look at the factions map, I think we said that it's close to the piece of the foundry that sticks out above Bright Market. It's kind of north of there.
Okay.
So it's very close to the foundry. It's close to the Bright Market. It's close to the foothills. That area is where it's located. And it's as you can see on the crew sheet. Sorry. it's hidden and it has 2 ticks and secure. So there's a lot. It's not easy to find or identify as a place where people are living, and it has a fair amount of security measures. Some things converted from the ship, some things added in later. And I think we've established that the main entry is from the service tunnels underneath, like underneath street level. So you can't really see people coming and going very easily. Cool. So mechanically, we're in downtime because we finished the last mission. I don't think we did any downtime stuff last time. We did the fallout from the mission. You got your rep and whatnot. We have entanglement that's going to come in, but I'm holding that for a little bit. So the way we usually do downtime is we do downtime actions, we do gather information for the next score or anything else that's related, but we try to mix it in fairly liberally with some role-playing scenes so that it doesn't get too dry and so that we get a chance for the characters to interact a bit in a setting that's not during a job. So I'm not sure if we'll only do downtime this session or if we'll start the job. We should at least get to the point where we can make the engagement roll. That's my only goal, so to speak. But if we spend the whole session in downtime, that's fine with me. So. I figure we could get some general idea of what people are interested in doing, but I need to get a pen because I realized I moved all my pens away from my desk. So if you just think about that for a couple of minutes, I'll be right back. Nice. Yeah, now I have a pen. You can't see it. There it is. So I can actually take some notes because otherwise I will forget everything. Sorry. Yeah, so general ideas about what you want to get up during downtime. This can be, well, straight up downtime actions or scenes you want to have or ways you want to further investigate the job or preparing for the job you're doing. Because right now, all you know is the location. You know that theory is being held in a Black Sun safe house, facility, whatever it is in the fringe. You know where it is, but you don't know anything else about it. So I figure I'll do this in character keeper order again. So Rich.
Yeah, I know we've got this whole thing we need to be working on, but but I'm super stressed. So I think for the first, just so I can get it out of the way, Edema needs to indulge in a vice. I think I think she's going to head out to the spice den in the foundry that she's found and get hopped up on some spice. She'll invite Bria. Hey, I'm going to go get high. You want to come with?
Yeah, I wish I had that ability or you had that ability where you could share the thing, right? From the original Blades. I don't know if that's in this one or not. Yeah, no, I'm totally going.
Boko, we're going to the spice den. You want to come?
Yeah, I'm all right. No, you guys, y'all get your spice on. I got some stuff to do myself. Like busy.
Does Boko seem like that's not at all his scene, or is he actually busy?
Yeah. No, I'm a little bit of both. The spice is not his scene, but he's also going to do some downtime stuff.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
all right, well,
new kid. Do you want to get high?
Want to get high?
And I think that Bay kind of glances over at Boko and is like, no, I think I'll hang around here for a little while. Yeah, yeah.
Okey doke.
Just so I know, how old does Babe appear? You said she aged out. I'm just trying to get a vibe.
Yeah, probably late teenager, early 20s.
Okay, cool. Hey, I'll pay for you. It's good. It's good. It's good spice. Come on. It's team bonding. I'm not going to force you, but I'll be disappointed if you don't come.
Well, I guess you'll have to live with being disappointed, won't you?
Oh, I like her. I
Tough
like her,
kid.
Bree.
I'm still judging you, but okay, let's go.
Sweet. And I will go indulge a vice. Let's see. Indulge vice. How does that go? Rich should have these things memorized.
You
would
take
think.
your
Session
lowest
12.
attribute and you roll those dice and you take the highest result. You
Right,
would
right, right.
roll 2 dice because you're inside the 2, and that's the low.
I'll roll 2 dice, 2d6.
Yeah, and take the highest.
Okay. Bloop, bloop.
What did you roll 4 dice for last time? Jeez.
I think I was resisting a thing and I used my prowess because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
very resistant.
Yeah,
yeah.
the link to the dice roller is on the safety and links page.
I also dropped it in chat just now. 6. Perfect.
Nice.
Oh, I've got 6 stress and I just resolved 6. I did not overindulge. I think this is the best primo stuff. It's like, if you're cool with it, I'm thinking maybe she gets hold of a little bit of like glitteril, so it has a little bit of hallucinogenic effects, and
Mhm.
you could totally see the future.
Am I babysitting? I'm babysitting you. Great.
Are you? I mean, you can get high too.
No, I'm getting high. I'm just not getting that high.
I'm getting really, really messed up. I don't overindulge, but I get super, super duper high.
All right.
And
Well, let me
like
see.
giggly high.
Well, let me see how I react to all of it.
You're rolling 3
Only
dice.
only a 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm babysitting you.
Your son's great. We can't bring him here, but we should go back and look at the ships again.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Did he like me okay? I
That's
can
a
get a
great-
better toy next time.
Right. What was it? You got him? You got him like a jacket or something?
Yeah.
A bomber jacket?
Yeah, like a cool bomber jacket.
Right. How did he react to you? So she's like, well, you know, you're kind of like the cool ant right now.
An ant. I've never been an ant.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm an ant. I don't know.
I'm just saying that's how he sees you.
Yeah. I wonder if my family has any kids. That would be wild, right?
We should find out.
Hmm.
Where would be out of character? Where would we start looking? Like,
That's a great question. I think
Hmm.
probably like 2 levels up.
okay.
Because she was the youngest of a litter of 6 and they couldn't afford to feed her. And so they sold her. And she's never gone back. I think Bria knows that. She doesn't talk about it much, but I think there would be a point when she might have mentioned it. Like, yeah, I was sold so my family could eat.
If I could see you now.
Right?
Huh.
Cool girlfriend and awesome pad and killed a lot of stormtroopers.
A lot of stormtroopers.
Not enough, but cool.
What's enough? What's enough? What's enough,
What's-
Edema?
When there's no more, on 1313, I think it'll be enough. I want this place to be free.
Okay. All right.
Is that too much?
No. I wish I could identify the specific ones. That would be nice. But they all wear the same fucking mask. So
Yeah.
helmet, whatever you want to call it. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm good with it. That was a good
Cool.
scene.
Yep.
Nice. So, Boko and Bade, are you hanging out back at the lair, doing something there? Or?
So last downtime, I finished my project to prove that my previous partner, Celine, is a dirty cop. I don't remember if I confronted her with that or not, or if I just kind of left it.
You didn't.
So what I'm thinking is I would like to do a downtime action as well. I've been thrown out of pretty much every gambling spot we've been in so far. So I was thinking of maybe using some of that info to lean on Celine to get me into a new game somewhere. And if Bade would like to tag along and fuck with some cops with me.
Absolutely, I'm always up for gambling. Gambling is one of my vices.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, so Celine, I think last time was hanging out at some cantina, talking with a contact or whatever. Possibly that's a regular place for her. So I got recordings or something of that conversation. I might, I think a fun way to do that might just be to plop down next to her at her table or booth, and sort of long time no see, slide over a little disc or whatever, and say, I need you to do me a favor.
Oh, and good day to you too, Boko.
Rude of me
whoever
to
this
not
is.
introduce Beta. Are you coming with me to lean on her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Actually, no, I am absolutely going to sit there, but I don't know that you're leaning on anyone. I just think this is an old friend. Yeah. My whole point is, I want to see about acquiring an object, as my downtime action, which is I'm going to look for a vehicle. And a gambling is, a gambling den is a great place to, cough up some coin and see if I can't get some junker.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my point. What are you doing? I thought you were just meeting with old friends. Why are you leaning on them? Yeah.
Cool. So I'll introduce Bade so as not to be rude. I mentioned Celine hasn't seen me in a couple of years minimum. And I'll does she react? How does she react to me saying I have something interesting for you to take a look at, and a favor to ask afterwards?
She looks at that recording device, and she like does the very smooth thing where she like leans forward a bit, slides her glass forward so she can pick it up, lean back just without it being noticed. And Jorok said he saw you snooping around.
That's what I do best.
Yeah, that's the Bokosh I remember.
So it's my understanding that you've made some new friends in some shady places, and I was wondering if you could introduce me to some of them.
Oh, I thought you lived in the shady places.
I do, but sometimes not shady enough. I tend to burn bridges, it seems, in those kind of places.
Yeah, I think this is where we should come in with a roll, maybe, to see how the conversation will move forward.
Yeah.
So do you want to roll this with consort, or
I think it's consort. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what are
you're
you trying to
good.
get out of this?
I'm trying to get her to hook me up with a new place to gamble,
I
a
see.
new
Okay,
game of
perfect.
some kind.
Through a friend, right?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah, through a friend. Um,
Oh, and
yeah.
a game mechanical thing that I just want to be clear on. You are at war with the garrison, which would normally limit you to 1 downtime activity each. But since you have the war dogs advanced, you still get 2 downtime activities. Just so that's clear. I don't remember if how long you've had that. Cool.
Is there a devil's bargain to take here?
Ooh. Well, the obvious devil's bargain is that you don't just give her a copy, but that you give her the original recording. She wants a bit more insurance that this doesn't become like a regular thing that you're coming
Yeah,
to ask her for
an
favors.
ongoing concern. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll sure. Like, this is the you know how I work. This is the only copy I have. I don't like leaving loose ends. So you do this for me, and this part of our relationship is over.
Nice. Let's see what I can do. Of course, I need to know what places are you interested in? I don't know where you hang out these days. So
I like to, I like to, if I could get in a game of a sabak or whatever, whatever's interesting. I've got some creds to spend, and I'm looking to have some fun. Maybe win some back.
yeah, sure. I'll see what I can do.
And I got a 5 and a 3.
5 and a 3. So 5. Yeah. I think. Do you want to continue playing out the scene, or maybe Boko and Bade talk a bit afterwards after she's left?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just point me in the right direction and drop them my name, and that'll do it for me. I'll take it from there.
Sure. I'll just be along then, and she doesn't quite finish up her drink, but she takes another swig and pockets the recording and steps up.
Cool. I will finish her drink after she leaves. Never let it go to waste.
Bait, I think, kind of watches this and kind of nods and says, "Okay, I see. That's the right thing." Yeah. So, it looks like you just burned a friend. Is that right?
Not a friend. She is one of the ones that got me kicked out of SECSEC.
I see.
Also, her hand's not so clean, so paying back an old debt, more like.
Yeah, but your hands aren't clean either. None of our hands are clean. So,
but I'm not still a cop. She is. I don't
we all
pretend
know
to have my hands
cops.
clean.
We all know cops are dirty anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, we're just honest about it.
That's right. So I heard you had a place to go gamble now.
I will as soon as she gets back to me. Yeah.
Come on. Why can't we? Why can't we go to the place down around the corner?
Ooh, I mean, we can try. If you go in first, let them know.
Well, I don't. I'd be depending a little bit on your credits.
Oh, I mean, I've got credits. But if you want to introduce me, I'd be happy to go with you.
Do you think this is a place you've been before and gotten kicked out of?
Maybe. I don't know. I've been kicked out of a few places. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, so I think that let's go down around the corner, and I think this is basically like a alleyway dice game.
Yeah.
It's just a step above that. How's that?
Take what I can
How's
get.
that?
Yeah.
What is Boko usually kicked out for? Does he count cars? Does he cheat? Is he belligerent?
The first time he got kicked out of the shock boxing thing because of something that someone else did, I think. And then the time after that, what was it? I don't remember, but I think it's been a couple times here on screen, so I think it's probably I think it's less that he does stuff, that he just has really bad luck at attracting trouble, that people are just like, nope, you're not in here anymore. You fight always breaks out when you're here, so don't come back. So a back alley game is probably about the right level for me now.
Perfect. And I'm going to look around for somebody who's like desperate, somebody who's really probably overextending themselves, and steer us in that direction. And I want to see if we can't make enough cred. So does the crew have like a vehicle or anything like that?
I don't. Do we have one right now?
I don't
We
think
had a nice
so.
car with an E-Web in it, but but that had to go away.
Yeah, and I don't think you have the skiff-like thing that you used for the
Right, to get
steal
the orb.
artifact. I don't
Yeah.
think you still have that.
So my thought-
They've had temporary vehicles, so I don't think there is anything currently.
And
Vehicles
I
are all
figure that-
cool, but you got to pay for parking and
Well, it depends on, how good the thing is. I figure that in order to get Tiri out, we're going to need something in order to, move quickly. And I'd like to put that to a gambling roll and see how good that turns out.
Cool. So I think the way this will play out is that Boko will have the opportunity to relieve stress by indulging his gambling vice. And Bade will have or you together, however you want to do it mechanically, will have the option to acquire an asset to get a vehicle from someone who's losing badly.
Cool.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, so I'll get in and maybe we're like running a, not a scam necessarily, but we're working together.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll go ahead and make my roll for stress, and that's gonna be 2 dice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Whoo! Takes down 2 stress. All right. 1, 2. Good.
This isn't the stakes you're normally used to. This is
No,
kind of
it's
smaller
not.
stakes. Yeah.
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 Makes sense.
Yeah. It's mostly frustrating. You're not getting to do the big moves and that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I think
Annie.
the way I imagine it is you're actually trying to, up the stakes a little bit, and people keep leaving the table where you are to go
Yeah.
someplace else that's not as expensive. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. So acquiring an asset. On the rules tab, I'm going to go check there now because I know we've made mistakes with this before. You roll your tier, and your tier is currently 1, right? Yeah, your tier 1. But you get extra dice if you have a friend or contact who can help you. And I think the two of you working together on this can kind of count as that, and you get if you have if you do this like a more long-term thing, then the tips you get from Celine can help you find some other gambling establishment if this doesn't quite pay out right away. So I think it feels fair that you get the extra die there. You're rolling 2 dice. And you can pay credits afterwards to improve the result.
Okay.
So, do you want to make the roll, Stephen?
Yeah, I'll roll. So I'll roll 2d6.
Yep.
Ooh, I got a 6.
That's a 6. Nice. So 6 means you get something that's your tier +1, so it's a tier 2 thing, tier 2 vehicle in this case. What kind of vehicle are you looking for?
So I think I was looking at somebody who was super desperate, and they had like a speeder bike, and it's an old junker, like beaten up speeder bike. But because I did so well while I was, throwing the dice, I think I, upped it so that I got a nicer speeder bike that actually has like a little sidecar. So I think 2 people could fit easily, maybe a third if we squeeze. And I think that'll work. I mean, that's what you guys brought me in here for, is to make sure that we could, get Tiki,
Theory, yeah.
get them and get out, right? So I think that this will help.
Can I add a detail in?
Please.
Sure.
I think, like, unlike a lot of situations that you see in movies with gambling, I think in the final situation, it was up to the other guy, and he was really paranoid, so he brought out his own dice, and people were like, yeah, your dice are good, and he rolled it, and he still fucked up, and it was his fault, and like there's no way it's going to be coming back to me like, oh, you cheated or whatever. Like, you won this more than fair. Everybody witnessed it, like it's yours, right? I think that would be cool, as opposed to the whole paranoia of like someone coming back and be like, you stole my bike or whatever. They may still come back, but it's not because you were accused of rolling bad dice or whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Nice. Let's take this thing out for a spin. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, and this the speeder bike is beat up, and it's a little bit like you have to jiggle the controls a little bit, but it's a smooth ride once it's going, and it's pretty fast. It's been tuned nicely, so it's got some power in the engine.
So I think Bade actually drives, and I think Boko's like in the sidecar, and I take very reckless action. The driving of youth, right? Cornering and sliding around, and going through areas that might be a little bit too tight and all of that. Yeah.
Showing off a bit.
Yeah. Well, just not knowing any better. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So that's one downtime action for everyone on the mechanical side. When Etma and Bria come back, I figure Boko and Bade are also back with this speeder bike. I figure there's some way you can get it into the ship. Like there's since you have this thing in the service tunnels, you can probably open up like the cargo bay thing that's kind of half buried, and you can get it in. It's not easy, but you can get it in, so you can work on it and that sort of thing if you need to do anything, and at least to keep it safe. So I think you're back there. This is when you get a transmission. You have like a comms console for communicating with various people, and you get communication from I don't remember your old contact in the foundry. Have I removed them?
Oh, our old fixer.
Yeah.
Dang, what was her name?
It's on the crew sheet. No, it's not on the old crew sheet.
It would have been on it should have been on the last crew sheet.
Yeah, I think it's on the old crew sheet.
Was that Lydra?
Yeah, Lydra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the
you get a hail from Lydra. this isn't what I usually do, but Tor Bracken is here and he really wants to talk to you. It seems serious, and I don't know where you are, but it would be helpful if at least one of you could come here and talk to him.
I'll do some talking.
Yeah, you know where my place is. You can find me.
That's the laundromat right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
And-
Lydra, for Steven's benefit, Lydra was their original fixer, the one who got them most of their jobs early on when they didn't do jobs for the Thousand Knives. And she hangs out, she has her office behind a laundromat. So there's a door that's staff only, and there's a droid guarding it, and behind there is where they talk to her. So does Bria go alone, or do you bring anyone else with you? Do you go the whole group, or how do you want to do it? Oh,
Who's
and
going
Tor
with?
Bracken is the
I'm totally down
leader
to go
of
as backup.
the standard rebel faction, the ones who are
Yeah.
trying to they're setting themselves up to be the new government, since the Empire has technically fallen, but the Imperials are still clinging to power, while Maxa's rebels, they're the militants.
And according to the picture, he also sparkles in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to come with?
Yeah,
Do some
I'll
talky
definitely
talk.
come with.
You do some talky talk. All right.
Or back you up and look intimidating.
Yeah, like in the movie Trading Places, where the guy
Yeah.
I'm your hype man,
right.
except not a man.
Ain't cool being such a jive turkey this close to Thanksgiving. Babe, you come in with?
If everyone else is going, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
come practice your game.
Well, hell, if we're doing that, Anush and Tiki.
Let's just roll in, gang up.
So what's the impression I'm getting here? Is this like, just a quick message, or is this like wanting to size us up, or do I have any idea? Should I make a roll to like read between the lines? Or
Yeah, roll something to see if you can get a stat.
Just roll some dice.
yeah. Alrighty. I'll roll my consort die.
Sure.
I'm still high, so let's see what happens. A 1. Perfect.
Yeah.
We should take the entire
You have
game.
no idea.
Right.
I mean, Tor has his. He doesn't have the greatest relationship with Maxa, but with Maxa, at least temporarily out of the picture, who knows? Does he want to co-opt you? Does he want to? Does he want to? Because you also know he wants to make sure that Thierry doesn't spill anything that's dangerous. You have he's put out an offer before to rescue or eliminate Thierry, just as long as she doesn't reveal anything
All right.
dangerous to Black Sun.
So I'm going to roll up with Boko and Enema, and Bade is going to watch the door, like the new kid should do. So that's how I'd like to approach Tor Bracken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you get to Lydra's, it's clear that they've been waiting. Because it still takes you an hour or so to get there.
Okay.
Because you have to go through the foundry, and the foundry is messy at the moment. There's still street fighting and that sort of thing. So you have to be careful going through there. There's lots of patrols. So it takes you a while to get there. And you can feel like in the air, it's an enclosed space, and there's more people than should be in there for a long period of time. Lydra is there. Tor Bracken is there, and he's Let me check. I think we had one of his lieutenants. Yeah, Molatevs, the Zabrak, at the end of the Rebels and
A
Revolutionaries.
Zabrak.
Yeah, is there as well, and what looks like a couple of his fighters, his troopers, who are standing around like with their blaster carbines, looking just standing around, looking tough, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, I just imagine the hype people doing these things. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get there, everyone looks up to you, and Tor, he's been leaning against the wall, and he leans forward and sizes you up. Like, yeah. So you're here now. We need to talk. This with the situation as disorderly as it is now, I don't think it's safe for you to sit on this artifact any longer. You don't have Maxa to protect you anymore, and your crew is you're too small to keep it safe.
What is your idea then?
You hand it over. I send it off world where we can study it in a safe place.
So out of character, I know that this is a really important item to Boko and Morn. And I'm trying to figure out why I don't just say yes, like, because I personally don't care at all about this thing.
Yeah, but Boko's face goes like solid when he says that, just like
right.
And to be clear, this is the entanglement. This is the hard bargain.
Okay. And did the rules say like do X or do Y? Like
no, it's very open, I believe.
okay.
But let me check just in case. You can accept it. You can hide until they lose interest, which will cost you 3 rep. Or you can find another way to deal with the situation. So it's very open.
Gotcha.
But there's the game mechanical way you can do. If you don't want to like deal with it in character or play it out, then you can just say no. We hide out. We pay the rep and it. You deal with it that way. That's the way I read it.
I have to say, Tor, that honestly, no one knows where it is. No one's even really mentioned it other than you. I don't see why moving it from a place where no one knows where it is out in the open isn't more likely to bring disaster than just to continue to not let people know where it is.
You really expect me to believe that you think Black Sun snatched Tiri just because she's a techie? They have her. She knows where it is. They will know where it is.
We're going to take care of that. Don't worry about that.
It's been too long. We can't wait any longer. We can't wait for Black Sun to make the first move.
Oh, I think Bria said no, Edema says. She kind of leans in a little bit. We've got it handled. Tor, either we work together or we don't. I thought we were on the same team here.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Listen. We are moments away from stepping out to take care of the situation. And how about this? If we don't fix the situation, then we'll work with you to to smuggle it out, but I think we're going to take care of the situation.
If you can get her back or make sure she doesn't talk, and you can guarantee, you can verify that she hasn't given them the information they need in the next 2 days, fine.
We
After
already
that-
know where she is, and they don't know we're coming. So a couple of days, I think that sounds great.
You're a wonderful human being, Tor.
I don't like having to bargain with people who are supposed to be on my side. But you'll get this one chance.
Out of character, I'm trying to figure out how to smooth this over just a tiny bit, like not a lot, but make him
They are not our patrons right now, are they?
right.
No, that's Maxa's deal.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is
That's what I
kind of
thought.
iffy
Okay.
since Maxa's in the wind, or
Yeah.
actually
She's been
opposite
pinched.
of in the
and-
wind.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing that's going on in Edema's head is Edema realizes, hey, if we don't get Maxa out, I may have to end up working for this Slimo.
Yeah. Maybe the angle is, look, we don't work for you, but let us take care of this and we will. And we'll be available for you as an asset instead of possibly a competition.
So what I will say though is I'll let you guys jump in if you want. What I say is like, I'm like, listen, Elijah here can tell you exactly what happened into the tunnels with the sewer rats. I think we're very capable, and we're just trying to show you that we can make our keep here, that we're worth it. Not a bargain. We're just saying use us as assets where we're best capable of doing that. So I'm hoping that mentioning like the fact we've killed a lot of stormtroopers very, very loudly, as it were, might give credits to the fact that we know we're going to be able to take care of Black Sun just as easily. And that we're crazy enough to do it. Like that we're not lying. So that's
Yeah.
just my statement for it on.
Yeah, I think we should make a roll here.
Yeah.
Of some kind. Since you're all there, you can make it a group
Group roll.
action if you want.
Yeah, group consort.
I'm not sure if this is consort or sway. It could be either.
Yeah, he's not really our contact. Yeah, let's use sway. Does anybody else have sway? Edema has sway.
No.
I mean, everyone doesn't have to participate in the group.
It
action.
almost feels like command if we're like trying to like prove through our past violence that we are capable of
By
not only
threatening.
taking care of this, but possibly taking care of them if they try to get in the way.
Wow, that's not where I was going with that, but I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
We
I
killed a
mean,
lot
if
of
you're
people,
leaning into-
Tor.
I interpret command. I mean, if you're trying to go with intimidating them or like
I'm trying to let our reputation intimidate them. So yeah.
yeah, sure. I mean, if you roll badly, that could backfire in a different way than if you're trying to sway or consort. But sure, you can absolutely roll with command, because the power balance between Maxa and Tor, when you started out, Maxa was down here and Tor was up here, and then it kind of shifted a bit. But now that Maxa's out of the picture, but Tor knows that it doesn't take much for Maxa to for her faction to get stronger than his faction. So threatening that could absolutely work.
Politics, love it. All right, I got one die in command.
I got none.
Who's leading?
Right. I'm bleeding, I'm sure. I mean, fictionally, I'm bleeding.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to mean that you leave game mechanically, I think.
Okay. I mean, Edmund's got the stress to take.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. Yeah, I'll lead.
All right.
Which I think could be like you're sort of leaning on Etema's, particularly her reputation and her imposing presence here and now. She's shown she's not afraid of Thor. Does that work?
Yeah, just so we're clear though, like Edema's, it is not a great, like, I don't think there's a moment where Edema is saying, I'm going to hurt you, Tor. It's saying,
No.
I think of you as an equal. You obviously don't think we can handle this, but I'm talking to you as an equal, and
Mhm,
I've killed
mhm.
a lot of stormtroopers. So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I just-
and I don't think I don't interpret this as you're like actively threatening them. It's just that you're reminding him that you are an important asset and that he needs you.
Yeah, perhaps he's
and-
underestimating us.
Did
Yeah.
anyone succeed?
I need to roll.
Because I rolled a 2.
I rolled a. You take the lower one? Oh no. Okay, roll the 1.
Oh, this is
You
not
don't
gonna
have
go well.
any dice in command. Okay,
Nope.
okay.
So I don't have any dice in command. How would that?
You roll
do I-
2d6 and take the lowest.
Yeah. If you
So
want
okay.
to participate, you don't have to.
Sure. So that's a 3. I
Still
think
Is
that
it
fails.
3 the highest?
Yeah, that was awful. We really hosted
Yeah, that's
this.
terrible.
And that is, I
well,
take
I have-
stress for
I-
everybody's failure, right?
I
So
haven't,
take
I haven't
4.
rolled yet. So I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, please roll better.
Okay.
I'm just now like, do I go for extra dice? Carpet.
Wow.
4,
I mean,
4. We succeed. Oh, we succeed.
Ooh, nice.
Thank God. Yeah, I take 3 stress in the doing.
It's a stressful situation.
Yeah.
Pulled
Yeah,
us
there's a
through.
lot of posturing and Tor he chews his lip for a bit, and I know what you can do.
I know a complication, Ondish.
Yeah, cool.
He sends one of his. He wants one of his guys to come with us to Black Sun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, I think he's going to send the Zabrak who's there. She's going to come with you.
Yay! That means
Molotov.
Edema and I can do a Three's Company situation.
I'm not even sure what you mean by that, but it's
I don't either. I don't
funny.
either. I don't either. I don't even.
I like it.
Yeah. I know what you can do, but assaulting a Black Sun compound is different from ambushing a few stormtroopers in the sewers. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's going to be something else. So Mola here will come with you, monitor your methods, and if she's satisfied, then we can continue this discussion.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Wow, that's a lot of
So I
stress.
think we end the scene there.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 days, huh? 2 days.
So we can go get high again? Is that what you're saying? Joking. Let's go.
I'm
Let's
not saying that.
Okay. I'm into it. But I'm also into killing some Black Sun. We should probably do a little bit of like research and stuff. Or finish up our downtimes and then research.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mix it up. You can do some gather info because that's the stuff you can find out can lead you to can inform what downtime actions you want to do.
Do we want
So,
to try to reduce our heat some during downtime?
I
That's
think
not
you
bad.
talked about that last
We're,
time.
we're one short of.
I thought we were going to sell
Yeah,
out
you're almost-
more.
You're
Yeah,
almost at
I can't
another
remember which way that was
wanted
going to go. Did we take each wanted level as turf, right? So we don't want our wanted level to go down necessarily.
Well, but you don't necessarily want it to go up too much
Yeah.
either. The main effect of the wanted, there's two main effects of the wanted level. The first is that you get more serious entanglements. Since you roll your wanted level in, that's the number of dice you roll for entanglements, and you take the highest. And the second is that it determines how long someone gets put away for when they get convicted for your crimes, whether they were guilty or not. So currently at wanted level 2, it's several months. At wanted level 3, it's a year or two. So that's quite a jump.
All right,
Wanted
kid.
level 4, it's life or execution. So maybe you want to stay away from that.
Good night. Do we ever lose the ability to like pay somebody off to get them out? Or does that stick around?
Sorry for.
I just know when someone was involved in a complication before, like Betty,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
paid
yeah.
some.
That's kind of an immediate thing that you handle then and there. If someone gets convicted, so they actually go to prison, then they're kind of then they're.
That's not an option, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cool. Scary stuff, man. We're doing scary things.
Yeah. So, did someone want to reduce heat, or did you want to do some investigation first? And actually, we should probably take a break.
Yeah.
We're at a quarter past the hour, so let's
Yeah.
take 10 minutes. Yeah. Does anyone have any ideas for?
I have ideas, but I think Edema will fall on the sword and do the heat reduction.
Okay.
It needs to be done, and Edema does stuff that needs to be done. Sometimes.
Yeah. So, what's your plan for that? How do you intend to do it?
Well, let's see.
You choose an action that you roll, and that determines how much you reduce heat.
Show what you're doing to reduce the heat on your crew and roll an action.
So your best action is skirmish.
Yep. Not sure how to reduce heat by skirmishing.
I mean, just you could do it by trying to attract attention elsewhere, like getting involved in the street fighting in the foundry, which would draw more attention to there. They can't spend as much resources.
Oh yeah, let's go
going
pick
after
some
you.
fights in this foundry. You know, if you like a drive-by or something, we've got this new speeder bike. Or I could just walk by, do a walk by. That works. I'll go roll a
So
skirmish and cause trouble somewhere else to reduce heat on us.
Yeah. So are you going after street sec, like the cops, or are you going after the Imperial patrols, like the stormtroopers?
Yeah, patrols. I mean, it's like a win-win.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Nothing could go wrong. Nothing. All right. Skirmish is 3. Here we go. Oh, that's a 6.
Nice. So on a 6 on reduce heat,
Reduce 3.
3, yes.
Nice.
And you can pay, let me see. You can pay 2. No, let's see. 1. You can spend credits to raise the level of this roll beyond critical by spending 2 credits. So I think you can spend 1 credit to increase it to critical, which would reduce it by 5.
Ooh, I'll spend a cred for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. Let's do it right. All right. I'm
Yeah,
reducing my
yeah.
cred by 1.
So what did you spend the money on in this situation? New shock boxing gloves?
Yeah, I basically spend some money. Hey, spread the word. Spread the word. I think a lot of people getting the word out. The people have spoken.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is that vibe for everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Reduced our heat by 5. Yay. That's pretty good. I'm happy.
So I don't think you're going to kill that many stormtroopers, but you'll get involved with some people who you can like harass them, take some pot shots at them. It's more that sort of thing than
Sure.
straight up murder, because that's going to be very difficult and
A
dangerous.
little bit of, yeah, a little bit of harassment, guerrilla action. That I'm into that.
Cool.
Can I do the checks? Like remove 5 checks from the heat?
Yeah, do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to heat of 3 and our wanted level of 2.
Much more manageable.
Jeez.
Cool. So did you take the cred from the crew, or did you pay?
Oh, I paid it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Just want to know where
Yeah, no, I get you.
the
That's a
money-
good question. I maybe should have taken it from the crew since it's for the crew. I'm going to take it from the crew.
Yeah, cool.
I'm going to pull a Morn. So I put my cred back and I took that one. We only have 1 in the crew. Our crew's poor. It's not good.
Yeah. You've spent your money. Cool. So does anyone want to start doing some gather info for the job, or you have something else you want to do? Any
Yeah, I
scenes
think
you want to
that's-
play out? I want to make sure, just Stephen, I want to make sure that you get involved in the scenes as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because since a lot of this involves stuff that's been going on for a while, it's easy for the other players to get into it. I want to make sure that you're not left out.
Bade might actually be great to do some recon because they are a fresh face and not necessarily associated with us yet.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I can do that. No problem. That's what I'm great at. Yeah. So I'll just head out and take a look at, the area, the general area. Where is it again? I
It's
think they
in
all
the
lay out a map
fringe.
and kind of draw it out for me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry. And I think the gray mice, they hang out quite a bit in the scrapyard. Like the scrapyard, the foundry, the warrens, that's their key. That's where they mostly hang out. So you're fairly familiar with the scrapyard. So getting to and from the fringe isn't a problem for you. That's you have well-known routes you can travel.
Okay. So would
So
this be study or survey? Probably survey.
it could be either. It depends a bit on what you're doing, but you could do either. Survey is like more the general, see what's going on. Study is more the close scrutiny, where I think survey makes sense at first to get the general sense of the place, but it depends a bit on what you're going for.
I'm gonna assume that this crew's great. They know exactly what they're doing. So they've already surveyed the general lay of the land. They're gonna have an escape plan in mind. I'm gonna look at the specifics of the building where the prisoners are held. Maybe see if I can't find out more about the security that's in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so
Oh.
then study makes perfect sense.
I want
Yeah.
to go with you.
Okay.
My character is really good at stealth and not being seen and stuff like that. Especially in terms of like having actual camouflage and stuff. And while you're looking for that, I'll be looking for the things that you said that we should be looking for, because we're a good crew. Because that sounds like a so. But I'd like to use hunt. Like that's what I would like to use for this. Because it says in it that it's for, what was it? Gather information about its location and movement. Like I want to use that for my role.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we'll do Steven's role first, because then he can identify some person that you could use your hunt role for, if that
Nice.
makes sense.
Love it.
Cool.
So I have 2 ticks and steady, so that's 2d6, right?
Yeah, and you can boost your roll, and this is a part of the rules that I keep forgetting that I should reread, because in my mind it's not entirely clear exactly how to work in how much you can do with devil's bargains and that sort of thing with the gathering information roles. We've generally allowed devil's bargains and that sort of thing, because when it makes sense, there's no reason not to allow it. And I think to get the great effect, I think we've taken great effect typically when we roll a 6. But that's also, it's been a bit fluid. It depends a little bit on how effective the method of the information gathering you're using is for the particular purpose. So we've been a little bit loosey-goosey with this. I'm not sure if we're doing it exactly the way it's supposed to be done, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Do you have a devil's bargain for me?
Probably.
The person you find will be having come from your gang as well.
I was thinking something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
The Gray Mice,
that's
someone from the Gray
interesting.
Mice.
Yeah, that's kind of double-edged. You know, you find someone. Yeah. Let's go with that. Someone you identify there will be from your own gang.
Okay. So I'll roll 3d6. My highest is a 5.
Your highest is a 5. Yeah. What you identify almost right away is that there's like the central building, what seems to be like the safe house, if we use that term, is it's a 2-story building that seems to have been some kind of storage area, storage unit. It's fairly sturdily built. Is it Steelcrete is the Star Wars term, I think?
Duracrete.
Sorry?
Duracrete.
Duracrete, right. Duracrete building. It's a bit dilapidated, but it's not like in ruins or anything. It's been abandoned for several years. It looks like, but it's still very much there. But what is, and that seems to be where people are like moving in and out of. But it's also clear that they have like watch posts in the area surrounding this. So the buildings closest to this storage area, they have been flattened. Unclear if that's intentional or if it's something that just happened and they picked this building because it's fairly isolated, but there's an open area surrounding it. And then it's clear that they have people watching in the buildings nearby. Sometimes they're just standing on a rooftop, and sometimes they're more hidden, but it's definitely there's observation posts around it, so it's not just the building itself. And I think what you spot is someone from your old gang who seems to be like running messages and like being a gopher, bit like coming and going with like food and that sort of thing.
So I think I tell Bria. So I think this is the Enzelin Telda that I recognize from the Gray Mice. That's on the NPC tabs, and I tell Bria, "Oh, I know him," and his presence probably means that they're looking to hit this place as well. I don't know if they're, after the same thing as we are, but they're. And whether this is true or not, this is just what I think, which is, oh, they've got to be interested. They're not going to be just doing a little gopher job.
Yeah, Tella is she her. Just to be clear.
Oh, she.
Bria, if you want to double up, I have the scout ability that gets us +1 effect on that, and also have a 2 on hunt. So.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do it as a group thing?
Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be fun.
All right. Well, before we do that, so, Babe, you say you recognize this one. What were they like when they were in your gang?
So they weren't a big fighter. They were an infiltrator. And that's why I think that, they are doing, they're about to do a hit, is they're probably gathering information like we are. Do you want to know more specifically about them?
I'm gonna ask a very specific question. So, do you think they chose the Black Sun, or do you think they were taken by the Black Sun? Like when you graduate, like what generally happens? Like, did they're like, I'm going Black Sun, or was it like they're like, oh, look at you, little guy, we're gonna pick you up, kind of thing? I don't know, or whatever you might have in mind. I'm just curious.
People just do whatever they can. There is no, graduation process. You're out and you have to make your own way. In this case, she is still in the gang and is probably just picking up, looks like they're picking up little side jobs, but I don't think they would be here just by coincidence. Could be that they're just looking out for little tidbits of information to come out. But in this case, yeah, I think those coincidences are too much. So I think that maybe the mice are also here.
Well, we don't want to get on the bad side of the mice, but okay. So, do we want to do a group roll, Boko?
Yeah, you want to do a group hunt?
Yeah, let's do a group hunt.
Yeah, I think that's involving just like prowling around checking out the watchtowers, seeing if there's, a schedule or not, seeing if there's any good entry points, and so on. Yeah, so I'll leave that off. 2 dice there.
So the way I read hunt, it's when you're like going for a specific target. So are you like picking one of these guards that you're specifically going after, or is it this gopher, or is it someone else?
I really think it's the gopher, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's saying gather information about a location and its movement. About its look. Oh,
It's
find a target. Gather. Got it. I was misreading. Yeah. I think going after one of the guards, seeing like, do they leave? Do they just all hang out in the building?
The one that's in contact with Bade's gang member.
Yeah.
Like the one that does the actual.
We should have a name for that.
Yeah.
That person, the member from your gang.
Yeah, because they're gonna either be important or get stabbed or those.
So, Stephen, do you want to name them, or should I come up with something?
Yeah, I've got a name for. So the actual person for the gang is on the NPCs tab, and their name is Telda, and I think she is in contact, and running messages for Darsh Jerome, and I will put that in the chat.
Telda. Interesting. Interesting.
Unless, of course, there's background on Telda.
There is, but that makes this very interesting if it's her.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Because she's been helpful to me in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is you don't really know what she does when she's not talking to you.
Right. Excellent. I love it.
So let's follow up on Darsh. I'm not going to push. I'm going to have to dice. Yeah, I'm just going to roll my 2.
Yeah, cool. So did you want to do this as a group action or?
Yeah, I think we're doing group.
Yeah, cool. So who's leading?
I'm leading. I'll hit the 2 dice, 4 and a 5.
Okay, so highest roll was a 5.
Cool.
So no stress.
Oh, did I hit the button twice? Maybe. Oh, you got a 5 anyway, so.
Yeah, I think your original roll was a 3 and a 2.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Looks like your 5 leads the way then.
Okay, cool.
And we still get that +1 effect for the scout.
Yeah.
Cool,
because
cool.
you're good at tracking people.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, let me think.
Not as good as Bria this time.
Let me think for a moment. Since you are under time pressure because you want to do this within the time that Tor said, so that you don't mess that thing up. You're spending like a day watching them. I think that makes sense. During that time period, the Darsh Jeroram doesn't leave the place where they're guarding from. He's stationed in one of the buildings, and it seems like he's there with 2 other people, and this is one of 4 stationary guard posts that you've identified. This is part of what Bade has identified. There are these 4 guard posts, and then there's a handful of guys who like patrol in 2s or 3s, and they move like over the roofs of some of the buildings, but mostly down on street level. And this guy, Darsh Jeroram, he's stationary in the building that's closest to what would be your natural exit if you were going back to your base, the nearest way or the easiest way to get out of there on your speeder bike. So is there anything else because you can ask follow-up questions, and that goes for you as well, Stephen, with the stuff that you figured out.
Just in general, is this do they seem like, are they active and they're watching? Are they bored and playing solitaire? Are they smoking and anxious? Like, what's this guy like?
What's their demeanor? Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
gal?
It seems in general discipline is fairly high. They're not like slacking off. When they are on duty, they seem to be watching. They take turns, and it's not like they're hyper vigilant all the time. But if it seems like the building that he's hanging out in, their job is to watch a particular approach, the way you would be leaving if you were getting out the natural way. and so he's like leaning against the window and looking out, but then he's talking to someone inside and that sort of thing. So it's not like they're watching all the time, but he doesn't like leave his post for an hour at a time. When he's on duty, he's generally there, not the whole time. Sometimes he leaves for a few minutes, but he's back there. So it seems they're not worried about an immediate attack or anything because they're not super vigilant, but they're still they take the job seriously. They're not just slacking off.
Okay.
I wonder if it would be worthwhile to try and get into contact with Tilda and maybe use her as an inside line.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a good idea. It's just we don't know what her or the Gray Mice's agenda is.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear anything about this whenever I was there, but they don't always tell me this side of the business.
Oh. I feel like that's worth following up on somehow. I'm just trying to figure out the angle on it. Maybe we just approach it as like determining if our goals are in sync with each other, and if so, then we can help each other, and if not, then we'll promise to stay away from each other like as much as possible. Like, you know, just gang professional kind of stuff. So I guess I'd like to spend a little bit of time like contacting and then like actually getting in contact with Tilda again and see where we stand. Last time it was putting something in a mouse droid and then getting a response. So I'll just follow that process again.
Yeah. And since you are there in the area and you see this, sometimes she sends off one of the mouse droids and sometimes one of them arrives. So you can quite easily intercept one of them, and you Bade, you know how to do that. You can like you can intercept one of the mouse droids and put a message in it that will be delivered to her.
Okay.
So I think what happens is that she finds you, and since she is she's an Anzellan, and they're like they're these tiny guys like Babu Frick from the new trilogy, and she comes riding on one of the mouse droids and rides up to where you're and you've told her about a meeting place where you can meet up, and she comes riding on the mouse droid and mouse droid and kind of climbs down and talks to you. I should have the voice mod now, I think, just to do her voice, but I don't have it set up. Let's keep.
Yeah, I always imagine that the mouse droids record where they go and stuff like that. So if they want to find somebody, they're like, oh, well, you dropped it off here. I can just, you know, follow the droid back to where that was.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. I like that. I didn't expect to see you here this far.
Looks like we might have potentially similar interests in the area. I guess it's just me and Boko and Bade, the three of us.
I think Bade's going to hold back.
Was in trouble in the foundry.
Right.
I think Bade's going to hold back and basically not show herself unless things go bad. And if things go bad, I might see if I can't turn things around.
A secret, a card up our sleeve.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Little queen up the sleeve, if we need it. Are you with us, Edema? I know we hadn't talked about you being there before, but
I think she's not, because I think Edema is still harrying the
Right.
stormtroopers. I'm just kind of
Yep.
thinking of the time crunch of 2 days.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
imagine you guys are doing this while she's out harrying
Okay.
stormtroopers.
All right. So we have interests in that Black Sun building over there, and professionally, we saw you interacting. We wanted to talk to you, make sure that either we don't get in each other's way, or if our interests align, that we can work together.
Now I have to.
Cam dice, dice cam.
Now I'm just making a fortune roll. I don't have the dice cam set up. The gray mice are no great friends of Black Sun, and they have acquired an item that that is desired by one of our contacts, but we're not sure if it's located here.
I see.
And my presence, I have a personal relationship with some of the people working for Black Sun here. So I have the opportunity to gather some information without being intrusive.
Now, are these friends? Are these Greedos? Greedos are a term for friends you haven't shot yet. Are these, you know them, but you don't like them? Should we avoid them?
Some of them used to be mice, but once you've left the mice, I may personally care for 1 or 2 of them, but they have made their choice.
So I look at Boko and I'm basically saying, like, should I tell her what we're doing, or should we just back off at this point?
Yeah, I think Boko is gonna, like, we might have to hurt some people in there. Is it going to be harder for us if we need to watch out for some of yours, or is that not a problem?
We are not looking to make a move in the near future. There is I'm here to establish some, or to scout for a future operation, but it's not going to happen immediately.
Cards on the table, there's probably going to be a ruckus in there in the next day or so. So I don't know if that means you want to step up your timetable, or, if we are creating a distraction, maybe that might be an opportunity for you to
If
get what you're looking
you
for.
are intending to go in there, then perhaps you would be able to acquire the item that we need.
I mean, if it's on our way, but
How large of an item is this?
She describes it's like a storage container that's about 2 by 2 by 2 feet. So it's it's the thing they want is in that container, but she's a bit cagey. It's not clear if she doesn't know what's in the container or if she just doesn't want to tell you. But it's what's inside the container that's interesting, not the container itself.
Sure, sure. How about this? Give us the number on the box. If we can't get it, but we do find it, we'll let you know where it is. And if we can get it, then maybe you can pay us for it.
That sounds very fair. And if it happens that security is increased because of your operation, then perhaps you can give us some assistance when we do put this plan into motion.
That's a possibility.
I will be honest with you. Well, actually, take a step back. Like, I don't know, have the Black Suns ever done anything to me? I was going to say that like any chance to hurt them is fine by me, but that's stormtroopers. That's not necessarily Black Sun.
Yeah, I don't think you've had any direct contact with Black Sun in game.
All right. I'm like, I'll be honest. Once they stepped into our world and took one of ours, they got on my list. So any chance to hurt them will be fine by me.
And there's only what, like 24 people in there? If we wipe them all out, it'll be easy to walk in and take them, right? Win, win, win.
I laugh, but I don't know if it's a nervous laugh or a conspiratorial laugh or like.
It depends on what mood Adam is in, I guess.
Laughing at you laugh. All right. Yeah. So
I think if one of you wants to make a consort roll here, and this could be Bade as well, I think.
So, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I wanted to listen to see how this went down.
Yeah.
And if they didn't agree, I was going to see if I could steal her card, her security card, to get into the place. Sounds like they're agreeable, and I'm on the fence as to whether or not I steal it anyway. So why don't we see how their negotiation goes down, and then that might help me decide whether or not I take it or not.
Sure. I want a consort roll just for you to judge kind of what she's saying.
Yeah, and it's one of my personal goals as a player to get her from being not checked as a friend or rival one way or the other to a check, like a positive check with her. So it's actually important to me, the role. So I don't want to push myself. Is it a group roll, Bucko? Are we both? Do you have consort?
Yeah,
I have
one in consort. Yeah.
All right, I'll lead a group. That'll give us a better chance. All right, I'll roll here. I got a 1.
Roll here. I got a 5.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so it's 1 stress, but you succeed. And she says,
I'm charming.
You should not underestimate them. They, even if some of them are green, many are experienced mercenaries. And I believe they have an expert assassin stationed here as well.
I guess the last thing I'll do is I'll pull my cloak back and show my my Mandalorian pauldrons that I have, and I say, I'm not unfamiliar with guiding children to higher aspirations. So understand that I understand your position.
And I think what we see on camera from Bade is that Bade actually had slunk out of the shadows as they were talking about this. And they all laughed, and that was a distraction. And I think she was actually reaching for the pocket whenever whenever she said, "Oh, and they, they're not inexperienced. They're ready for a fight. Oh, and I think they have an assassin." And I think she stops there, and then kind of pulls back and steps back. Is like, "No, I'm not going to do anything now."
Cool. Cool.
Cool. So I think we'll cut over to Etema, and then we'll take a quick break. During your time here harassing the stormtroopers, you also get contacted by, if you look on the NPCs tab on prominent citizens, you have Verk Malot, who is a labor organizer in the foundry. And
Sorry, that picture cracks me up.
he gets in touch with you, because I assume you haven't been working completely alone, or have you? Is this something you've been doing just on your own, or have you tried to find some people who seem to be, or maybe some of the old Thousand Knives?
Brought some people in, maybe Yanush. He's super violent, and
yeah,
that kind of.
Yeah, cool. So I think it's kind of at one point there's kind of a scuffle, street fight between some street sec people who are backed up by stormtroopers and some demonstrators, and it's not super violent. It's more like a bit of pushing and they're grabbing someone and arresting them, but there's no shooting or that sort of thing. But then a fight breaks out, and you're there, and you take advantage of it. You take some shots at the stormtroopers, and things erupt, and there's a bit of chaos, but there's not like serious violence other than what you're doing, and that's kind of, you have to do a bit of hit and run because there's like 10 stormtroopers there, and you can't fight 10 stormtroopers. And most of the people demonstrating, they're not ready to commit to that kind of violence. So they scatter. But after that, you're approached by Vart Malot, and he's there with a couple of other guys. They're in work clothes, like the Star Wars equivalent of like overalls, clearly working like factory workers. But they're carrying like serious wrenches and that sort of thing that can be used to bash someone pretty seriously if you need to. And he's see, you're willing to fight.
Yeah, I wanted to fight for the right reason. You're Verk Mallet, right?
Yeah, you recognize me. I didn't expect that.
Well, you're important.
Yeah, I've been trying to get some people together to push the Stormies out and street sec, but it's hard going. People are scared.
I understand. A lot of people are scared.
I think if we had someone like you could train people, teach them how to fight, that could be useful for us.
Part of a thing I'd need to check in. It's not a light commitment, I can't just show up and a musical montage happens and they can fight.
Sure. But
I'm interested.
Yeah. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah. The people need serious fighters to show them that we can fight back.
You can. It's hard, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, no one here seems to realize that Palpatine is dead.
No. Don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I don't know if you have any contact a couple levels up. But I've been thinking lately about making contact with somebody on 1311. Maybe I help your people out. If you've got contacts there, help me to find out some information.
He looks at one of the other guys who nods his head kind of like this, and then we have I mean, goods go everywhere, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to transport them. There's I can try to establish something.
Okay.
Nice. I look forward to hearing from you again. And he reaches out to shake your hand.
Yeah. I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, and he's got these really rough, calloused hands. It's clear he's a working guy.
Yeah.
So we'll get in touch.
Yeah, a day or so, but it's
Oh,
important.
there's no hurry. This isn't going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, thanks for reaching out. I know we can find an agreeable way to help people.
Yeah. Just be careful when you leave, eh? Also, and then they kind of slink out down an alleyway. The other two guys like taking turns keeping watch as they leave.
Then Edema realizes, oh, I probably should have. Oh, I don't know. She doesn't know then. I don't think she knows the name of any of her family members. I think she was just told they sold you. So this is going to be interesting. You're going to get to make some decisions, GM Anders.
Yeah. Cool. So let's take a 5-minute break. Before we, so I figure we have about 40 minutes left. We'll see if we finish up downtime. I want to leave about 10 minutes for talking afterwards, stars and wishes, and everything else. So yeah, cool. So now you know kind of the layout of this compound or whatever we want to call it, this area where Thierry is being held. You have a tentative agreement with the Grey Mice about how to handle the thing they want to do there, or the thing they are doing for someone, but the thing they're interested in there anyway. You have your speeder bike. Do you figure you're at the point where you're trying to like formulate your approach, or do you want to find out more about the job? You have limited time, but you still have some time to investigate further if you want.
Curious about this assassin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What Bria thinks about is like getting us some armor, like some higher level armor. We don't have any money in the bank there, So while she's mulling that over, Bucko can do whatever he wants to in investigating the assassin. But she's just like, how are we not going to die?
Yeah, I think I think the approach would be just to ask around. Is there a Black Sun assassin that has some reputation that might be in the area? That might be. I'm not
Are you
sure.
asking your former colleagues, or are you probing some other contacts?
Yeah, probably not former colleagues. Probably just underworld types, maybe folks from folks from where? Oh, ask around. Where'd be a good place?
You have, I mean, the Thousand Knives are kind of scattered, but you can get in
True.
contact with them. You have Zori Bliss you can talk to. She's given you some information on Black Sun before, though she was a bit hesitant. Like she has a working relationship with them. So she
Yeah, I think
doesn't
reaching out to the
want
knives is probably the best.
Sorry?
Reaching out to the knives is probably the best route to take there.
Yeah, I think Free Smoke is the one you've had the most contact with. He's probably the one you have the easiest time finding. Let's see, is he? Yeah, he's a Gangnam. He's for now for Steven's benefit, he's a Gangnam. He is one of the leader of the Thousand Knives' lieutenants, and he's the one who was mostly directly in contact with the crew when they were working for the Thousand Knives.
Yeah, he hung out with us for a while at the old hideout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably do some consorting with him.
Yeah, you can
goes.
find him. He's the Thousand Knives are still reeling from being raided and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they haven't really gotten back on their feet fully. They're mostly in hiding because they're hunted pretty badly by street sectors.
Yeah, I think the approach there is just like checking in, seeing how we're doing, seeing if they need any help, which we're not going to give them. Yeah, I think that's the angle there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Got one die in consort. I think I'm just going to go ahead and roll that and see what happens. 3.
3. That's not great.
That's not good.
Can
I spend creds to bump it?
You can spend, yeah, absolutely. Wait, actually gather information.
Or is that a different?
It's not a downtime activity, so I don't think so.
No. Okay, cool. Yeah. 3 it is.
Yeah, he's happy to hear from you. He likes you. I mean, you had a pretty friendly relationship when you were with the Knives. We could really use you right now. I get why you went with Maxta, though I hear she's in trouble now as well. Maybe time to come back to the Foundry. There's things are messy, but messy is opportunity, you know.
But it's not Black Sun messy.
No, that's true. Yeah,
we probably want to keep you all away from. We do not engage you, embroil you in that. We don't want to put you in danger from them.
Yeah, I would go up against Black Sun. That's way above my pay grade. And but if you think you can do something against them, sure, try. Just don't come crying to me when you come back without your arms and legs.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much to cry left. So keep an eye on the news.
Yeah, but what he knows about this supposed assassin is that Black Sun here in this like sector of 1313, they have this elite assassin who's known as Karnok. I'll put that in the chat. And they're like a complete shadow. Nobody outside Black Sun has seen them and lived. There's that kind of story. They show up everywhere. They have like an insane kill count, like they've done 100 jobs the last year or something like that, which is obviously way overblown. But he knows that this is like rumors and what people on the street like to talk about when they're bored and or drunk. So stories get exaggerated, but yeah, this is a really scary person.
Cool. Yeah, bringing that back to the crew, be like, someone's gonna die. It sounds like they have some heavy hitters in there.
It's not going to be one of us, right? I mean, we're all okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
guys are professionals. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
We might want to think about just bombing this place from, well, not orbit, I guess. Can we drop something on it from the ceiling, I guess? I don't know.
Well, that depends on whether you want to get Thierry out alive or not.
Exactly.
We need to,
Like,
we just need to take care of it.
yeah, Tor doesn't care either way. He just wants to make sure she's not revealing anything. So if you have to kill her, he's still happy. Maxa,
Yeah,
on the
Maxa
other hand,
won't be.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, if there's an accident, like the rift fell down, right?
Yeah. If the roof accidentally fell down on Maxa's sister, while you were there, I'm sure she'll be perfectly happy.
Oh boy.
So Boko, Bria, and Blade still have one downtime action each, one time downtime activity to do if you want to. I mean, there's no reason not to use it for something, but you know.
Oh,
just briefly, I
also-
would like to. Oh, go for it.
Oh,
You
I
go.
was just gonna say,
You go.
I know I've mentioned Adam had mentioned the thing to labor guy, but I'm perfectly willing to pay a cred to open a long-term project and make that a concert role if you want. But let's go with them. I've done plenty.
Yeah, I was just gonna briefly train, probably pick Bade's brain for some finesse stuff, so I'll train prowess. Pick up some tricks from Braid there.
Yeah, Bade, what do you show Boko that he doesn't already know?
I think I show some of this is like finger tricks. So it's, this is how you can slip into someone's pocket and pull something. And I think we actually, practice on each other, and then we go out in the street and we practice picking, just a couple of like little chits or something like that out of a few people's pockets. And of course, whenever we get caught, we just turn around and, hand it back and say, sorry, we're drunk, it's okay. And, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Who else had downtime options?
You still have one, and Bria still have one.
I was just going to do the same thing and train. I'll probably train an insight. So I think this is, during the downtime, whenever we sit down and kind of plan out the heist, I say, okay, this is where I found stuff, and this is, the building and what it looks like, and then I think both Bria and Boko found more, more detail about the specifics. I'm like, oh, how did you know what this person did, and how did you figure some of this stuff out? So I'm going to train in insight.
Cool. And since you have training insight on the crew sheet, you get extra an extra XP for that.
Okay, thanks.
Oh boy. Okay, well, we've survived in the past, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. What I would like to do is I would like to talk to Petra, the clerk, and I would like to begin trying to find out which building the Imperials store the information of like historical missions, and find out who was assigned to kill my family, so I can get a list of names and start working on
Ooh, nice.
it. So
Yeah.
I guess my downtime action is acquire. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Long-term
If you want to do this sound, it could be a long-term project, like you're working on finding out who killed your family.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. How many ticks do you think it should be?
I think that should be like 10. It's a pretty big. It takes a while to get the specifics.
Yep.
And talking to Petra, that's kind of like the first step. You're getting some preliminary information.
All right, I'll roll my consort then and see
Yep.
how far I get.
Sounds good.
A 1. So many ones tonight. That gives me 1 tick, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, long-term project. Yeah, it's 1 tick.
Okay. All right. Slow burn on this one. Slow burn.
Yeah. So this your family, when this happened, where did your family live? Because you weren't here then, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Another planet.
Yeah.
Star Wars experts. What planets did royals live on? Or do they live on?
Royals, like, are we talking Mandalorian or other?
I took the noble background, whatever that noble means.
But you were kind of adopted by the Mandalorians later
Afterward.
in life. You weren't born in. You're not like you weren't raised on Mandalore.
No. Well, I mean, I was picked up as an orphan at some point.
There's royalty in Naboo, which I think is kind of neat.
Naboo. Okay. Let's go with Naboo then.
Could be Alderani exiles as well.
Ooh,
Like
harsh.
Alderaan would still have existed
So
when
sad.
you were young.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's like a mission. Someone's like, we will destroy all of Alderaan. Nice. I love it.
That's awesome.
I can be Alderani. Then myself and my son. Because it carries through the mother. I don't know. It's not Judaism. Yeah, cool. I'm Alderani. I'm gonna put that on my little sheet. Instead of saying noble ex-Mandalorian, I'll say Alderani. Noble.
Cool.
Cool.
So that was now we're finished with the downtime actions. Unless you want to spend extra, you can spend creds or rep to do extra downtime actions. You still have the opportunity to do more information gathering if you want to, or we could play out a few scenes like you preparing for the mission or that sort of thing. And we should, since we have time, I think it would be good to pick your approach and maybe do the engagement roll to finish up. So you need maybe to discuss how you're going to do this.
Yeah.
I think Bade is sitting at the table while all the planning's going on and leans forward real carefully, like, how do you guys do this? Let's see it.
Well, I'm gonna vote for stealth. Adam, I
Yeah.
might vote for assault.
Yeah.
No, I
stealth seems like
vote
the
for
best.
stealth. Stealth seems smart because our core reason for doing this is getting her out, and I don't want her dead. And the more we lead with violence, the more opportunity there is for her to bite it. And hey, if stealth fails, we always fall back to violence.
Okay.
I think you mean when stealth fails.
Yeah.
Well, back to violence. Yeah.
Edma would have agreed, but then last session we were so good. So now she's riding high. I can do all this.
I think
Yeah.
Boko's got kind of a hair trigger on, like, if anything is even slightly inconvenient, like getting rid of the asset is just as good as getting her out.
I don't know about that. I do not know about that.
That makes one.
I don't know about that. Boko
Yeah.
knows about that.
So I think Edema would lead with that conversation. I know Tor doesn't care if she dies, but we both know, we all know Maxa cares. And if Maxa, while she's pinched now, if she gets out and we let her die on Tor's say so, we might as well just stop trying to work with Maxa, you know?
That's a fair assessment. And Bade, I think you recognize that the way they talk and that when they start planning this, you recognize this from when like you in the Gray Mice when you were planning to do like some small score of some kind. It's the same kind of back and forth.
Malo, what you think? Asking our Zabrak who's a tag along. Why not? Engage her.
Yeah.
He's not.
Oh, she's there for the planning. Yeah. I would not want to go on a full assault against the Black Sun compound not without serious resources, more than we have access to here. So yeah, sneaking in seems smart, but your vehicle doesn't carry that many. How are you going to go in, all of you, and some will just leave on foot, or what's your idea? And this isn't just out of character. This isn't to start a whole planning thing, because that's not what we're here to do. But just she's kind of probing your thought process.
Yeah, Edema just looks over at Bria.
I think the vehicle is there for quick escape. And we don't know how well the mark is doing, so I think that might be the sidecar. To get them out quickly.
Right, them, but I think the rest of us are going to have to leave through another way. There's just not enough room on your.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really nice, but your little steep speeder bike.
So exactly. So I think this will probably be the last time they do this for us. But I think if we push to the tunnel rats again, we can get an entrance that's not going to be expected.
It's worth it.
And
well, we called that marker fast.
Yeah, we did. Because it's the second time now.
Right.
we've done this. This will be two engagements in a row where we're calling on this. But I just can't think of any way that this tier 4 badass group is going to let us walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other thing I could think of is if they somehow had cargo that we could sneak in with cargo, but that's not what this place is. Yeah, we're not the size of Tilda. They're going to see us. So either we come in from the ceiling or we come in from the underground.
Underground.
All right. So I'll go ahead
Cool.
and say that I've reached out to them and we've got some maps in front of us and we're trying to find the entrance, and that'll be our stealth point of entry point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're trying to infiltrate, like Stephen, again, the way I've envisioned this is that like the main level looks like this illustration basically, but then there's a sub level that's kind of maintenance tunnels and sewers and that sort of thing before you get down to the next proper level, and that's where the tunnel rats live, these guys. But out here in the scrapyard and especially out in the fringe, there's a lot of the tunnel rats aren't there as much. There are tunnel rats living there, but you also have a lot of bandits and weird Star Warsy creatures who live down in the sewer. So it's the tunnel rats are here, but they don't have like big settlements or like they have in safer areas. But they can absolutely assist. So you'll get the die for that. So I think we're ready to do the engagement roll. So let's go through the checklist, and I think we'll start. You have one die to start with, but I think we'll check if there are any crew abilities or other abilities first, so we don't forget.
Yeah, good call.
You have, for predators, when you use stealth or subterfuge to commit murder, you get one die extra. I don't think that's what you're doing here, since this is a rescue mission. I mean, yeah, kind of.
No.
I don't think. I mean, the goal of the crew isn't to murder anyone, so I don't think. I don't think
We're no longer assassins.
Yeah. Cool. So let me get back there. And I don't think any of you have a special ability that helps with the engagement roll. No. So is the operation particularly bold or daring?
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing a raid on a Black Sun compound. That's one more die. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? I don't think so. You're intending to go in, get your rig, get out. It's not complicated by particular time schedule or anything. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I don't think so. They will have taken some sort of precautions against this, so it's not a particular weakness, but they're not strongest against this or have special preparations or the sort. They're aware of the risk, but they're not like super protective on that part. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? Yes, you have an extra die from the tunnel rats assisting you. Are any enemies or rivals interfering with the operation? I don't think so. Since you came to an agreement with the gray mice, there's no conflict there. Any other elements to consider? I'm going to say that the presence of this assassin will deduct the die for you because they are a very scary person and they will be prepared for things that Black Sun in general wouldn't be. Do you have anything else you think would act in your favor?
I mean, no one really expects us to do this. I mean, if there's any value to that, it's that. I mean, I guess they know I guess they know that there's a high possibility of somebody might do something, but you know, being stupid is probably not being expected. So,
yeah, I think
if they're egotistical at all and believe that their reputation alone will protect them in some way, then that would be like a factor. But it's not like one guy running a gang. This is like a highly hierarchical gang, so I don't think so. Yeah,
no. I think they are way out in the fringe, which is out of the way of most serious groups. So I think there is some merit to them not expecting a serious attack out there. Not this kind of thing. They're probably more worried about bandits or something like that. But I'm not sure if it's on the level of a full extra die. But if someone wants to talk me into it, I'm open to hearing arguments.
no.
Nah,
No?
I don't think if yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with your ruling.
Yep.
There's a new
Cool.
background for Steven. Look at that. You stuck
I know,
her
right?
in. That's cool. Nice
Nice.
work.
So that means you have 2 dice. Who wants to roll them?
The new kid.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have seen me roll before. You don't want to see this. Yeah, let's roll this.
I've been
Okay.
rolling ones all night, so I'm not going to roll.
Yeah.
So I'll roll this and let's see how it goes. A 2 and a 3.
Ouch. Yeah, that's bad.
Free XP.
It's good.
Free XP.
It's good for
free
XP. Yeah.
Yeah. You're stuck in a desperate position, so you'll be. Anyone who survives will probably have a lot of XP. That's good. Yes. I will make a note here. Cool. I think we'll end the recording here and do Stars and Wishes off the air.